Bonjour mes amis, my name is Freya and welcome back to the Ccsf 2023 Wolfling Run. I do apologize for the editing issues in the last video where my screen just sort of went out of frame. It was late at night when I was editing it and I didn't have, time to proofread it. Proofwatch? You get what I mean. Another big thank you to Dragoler for making sure that I do in fact have the right catalog file. Because I'm using the Dream Norn version of the True Warmbloods, they don't have the fight-or-flight organ, and so that was causing issues. It's fixed now, I think. I'm pretty sure these are the right organs. And I updated the event wheel. The event wheel can now tell whether the Kellogg switch is on. If the Kellogg switch is actively inhibiting Norns from breeding, it replaces love time with playtime. If the Kellogg switch is allowing Norns to breed, it lets love time proceed as normal. Wartime now checks to see if I have Grendels at all, and if I don't have any Grendels in the world, then it does Wartime Classic. If I do have Grendels, it does the same thing you saw it do last time, it puts them into the world, and it chooses a random time frame that I don't know what it is, for the Grendels to stay until it brings them back automatically. And during that time, I cannot do more wheel events. Steve Grant is in the ocean. But with the updated medical monitor, I can at least notice when people are, drowning. By the way, you know how I let Gigi get beat up in my testing world to demonstrate Verm's visual effects? And you remember how I told you guys that she made a full recovery? Well, she lived to the ripe old age of 5.5 hours old while I was testing something else in the world, and then she drowned again. So. The Plague event also has a 25% chance of doing a rare plague, which will affect 5 Norns instead of 3. The original Plague event had a 1 in 20 chance of giving Norns antigen 4. That's now the same chance as everything else, and the 1 in 20 slot has been taken up by antigen 5, which as you may know is really very nasty. Getting allergies has been replaced with getting a cold, which is exactly the same except it gives them a shot of coldness, which isn't necessarily always a bad thing. Like if they're in the volcano at the time, it could actually help them. Getting fever toxin has been replaced with getting a fever, which gives you fever toxin and a shot of hotness. This is damaging, but when I tested it out, it went away pretty quickly. Getting wasted has been replaced with getting a hangover, which in addition to putting alcohol into the Norn system, it causes severe dehydration just like in real life. And yeah, I think that's all the changes, so let's kick things off with an event, and Steve Grant actually appears to be dehydrated, which is ironic because he nearly drowned. But who knows, maybe we'll get a feast. That's still on the wheel. Okay, plague, but a regular plague. Flitter budget, I didn't see. Sick fruit, no, gravy bean. Hang on, I'll just wait for it all to be over, there's too many speech bubbles. Okay. Flitter budget got wasted. Gravy bean got antigen 4. Leon Britannica might have had allergies to begin with. I think whoever that second person was, they, got the psych one. I am concerned about Steve Grant and his dehydration. Theoretically, he should be able to navigate towards food. This is the Retro Pack, a set of 4 agents with a retro-futuristic aesthetic in mind. There's a hoverboard, a plasma ball, a TV, and a vendor. Unfortunately, the TV only seems to have the one channel, and it's stuck on just the one scene. Creatures around the TV will have their boredom reduced whether they're paying attention to it or not. The vendor acts like a food replicator, and it dispenses something similar to mochi. The plasma ball is pretty, and it drifts around kind of like a balloon instead of falling harder like some of the bouncy balls in the game. And finally, the hoverboard is just kind of a blast. Sour grape. Sour grape. What's wrong with you? Nothing, apparently. Oh, he's dehydrated because he's in the desert. Are you trying to get over there? Why aren't you using the mover? You're trying to eat toy. I don't know if this is a toy version of Eat Elevator Syndrome. I'm gonna try out Duringo's, CA recalculator, see if that helps anything. You're still trying to eat toy. I feel bad. What if I just... No? That doesn't actually make it pick him up? Maybe we'll get like a relocate? Playtime. Ah, okay, well, that at least diverted his attention a little bit. For a second. Wisteria has glycotoxin. Maybe she ate one of the toxic mushrooms or something. Oh, it's gone now. What if I tell him push toy? Feast! Okay. That should help at least a little bit, I think. Ouch, he got bad fast. Let's do an organ check, everybody. Oh, whoa, Peachy Keen, Nissa, Hornet, Flitterbudget, Daydream, Gravy Bean. Wow, Gravy Bean's got a lot of healing to do. Adeline, Lyra, Wisteria, Tink, Space Beat Breeze, Candleheart, Crescendo, Lavender Okapi, Circulation, Obi, Kiku, Sick Fruit Juice, Blum, Steve Grand. Poor guy. He lost loci, gonads, and drive maintenance. No one tell Steve. Oof me, Leon Britannica, Vladimir, Samuel, Tokatinto Bikini Toku, Sermu, Scrungus, Sternum, Sour Grape. I don't know what's wrong with Sour Grape. And that's everyone. Here's a submission from Cosmic Synthetics. It's a bag of chocolate rocks. They're pieces of chocolate based on the rocks in the background of creatures too. They're classified as food, and if you just leave them be instead of eating them, they'll eventually decay and return nutrients to the soil. He looks to be in better shape now that he's got some fruit in him, but I really, really hope that he gets out of the desert soon. At least he's happy. Ah, another feast! Yay! Gravy Bean is taking a doozer through the submarine, and it's just howling. Oh my god, it is so distressed. The doozer abuse never stops. Oh, that's how people were winding up in the ocean. It's the submarine. Gravy Bean deliberately brought that doozer through to get my attention so that I would know about what was going on. I'm also gonna get rid of this CA link and lift because, that pond down there is nothing but trouble. Alas, my brilliant plan has failed. I thought that by using my egg Sprite Replacement files without sharing them or announcing them to anybody would result in at least one person asking me where I got them. Unfortunately, nobody's asked, but I'm gonna tell you about them anyway. These are called yet another egg Sprite Replacement. I know there's a lot of egg Sprite Replacements out there. I made these specifically because I wanted egg designs that break in different ways when hatched. The parts of the shell that are missing will be in different places for each egg design. Some of them might even have a colored interior to the shell. This was mostly just an exercise in procedural texturing, but I had a lot of fun making them anyway. Sternum is cold, Sour Grape has low ATP. I've got the heat lamp on. Turn it up a bit. Ah, Steve Grand is dehydrating again. Wartime. Sternum goes here. But sternum's not that dangerous. Sour grape goes there. Which is relatively isolated and far from Norns. Okay. But that also means I can't use the wheel to help Steve until the Grendels go back. Oh, Gravy Bean is bleeding. Sternum is getting cold. Sour grape is also getting cold, I think? Yeah, sour grape is cold. Okay, I'm gonna feed both Grendels, because, like, as much as I don't want them to hurt Norns, I also don't want them to die. I could turn on Aiko's friendly fireflies, and that would at least warm up some of the colder rooms. Oh, who died? Who died? Steve Grand is dead. Nobody take that out of context. The Norn, named after Steve Grand, is dead. Well, my commiserations to Autistic Alien for Steve Grand with a final score of 30 points. Ah, but the Grendels have been returned. I can start doing events again. Playtime! Yay! And even the Grendels get to participate. Everybody's learned by now that seeds aren't the best staple diet food for true warm bloods. But what do we do when our Norns desperately want seeds? Make them work for it with the puzzle ball. I made the puzzle ball when I got a similar toy for my cat and she didn't want to play with it. She just wanted the treats. She actually refused to play with it. She would just bring me the toy and demand I remove the treats for her. Fortunately, Norns are a little bit more cooperative, sometimes. The puzzle ball will occasionally dispense seeds when being played with. I'm not allowing breeding for this episode to give me some time to catch up because I've been running behind. These were fun to make though. They're temporary toys so they can't clog up the world no matter how many times you get the playtime event, because when you play with them, they disappear. And after a time, they will eventually just disappear too. I want to see what kind of shape Gravy Bean is in. Okay, no organs are currently in the process of taking damage, even though she's still bleeding a little. Oh no, she might be done bleeding. Cool. Let's do one more event. Wartime again! Ah! Sternum goes over there. Sour grape goes over here. Sternum doesn't want a thing to do with these Norns. I don't blame them. But sour grape is dangerous. More so than Sternum, since sour grape murdered Pollywagger. How are you cold in the desert? Maybe there's something wrong with the genome I'm using. I mean, there shouldn't be. It's true cold blood banshee. I feel like he's, Okay then, that was a very uneventful wartime. Let's try again. Feast! Oh, this bat is stuck. I'll help it out. I have no idea where that bat is going. Playtime! Although I gotta say, there's really enough toys in the Creatures 2 world that maybe playtime was not a necessary event, although I do think it'll be fun for other people's wolfing runs when I release the wheel. And I do still intend to do that, but what I want to do is I want to make a little control panel where you can choose what events you want to include, maybe pick from a list of common meta rooms for the relocate events, or choose to turn the relocate event off. That sort of thing, you know? Ever leave a Creatures 3 world running for a while and find that the gnarlers have flicked a bunch of rocks up onto that platform? Then you have to take them all down, one by one, or kill hots them or something, and it's just so irritating and frustrating. I made this thing called the Desert Rock Unstucker. You inject it, and it gets rid of all the rocks that are on that platform. Simple as that. I had originally intended this as a set-it-and-forget-it type of agent, but I really don't recommend it for that. Sometimes it complains with, like, targ errors. So my recommendation is just to inject it whenever you need the rocks removed, and then remove it when it's done. Relocate. Adeline. Not very far at all. I'm glad we figured out what was causing the drownings. Alright, I'm coming up on my time limit, so one more event before I call it. Plague! Normal plague. Nissa got Fear Toxin. Space Beat Breeze got... I don't know. I think Space Beat Breeze... Ah, okay. Nissa got Fear Toxin, Circulation and Space Beat Breeze both got Fever Toxin. Oh, she's sweating. Ooh. Pain. Are we taking organ damage? Not yet. Okay, and I suppose the positions on the leaderboard will not have changed since there was no further reproduction, only the positioning of the dead as they move down the list as the others outlive them. And Space Beat Breeze is starting to get a bit dehydrated. But that's gonna do it for this video, so thank you everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!